3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
Welcome back to TTM Trades. 2,600 followers. Hey, I deeply appreciate every single one of you. So I get asked a lot of times in the comments, how do I look for stocks? How do I go about picking my stocks, etc., etc., etc. So what we're going to do today is we're going to actually, I'm gonna let you see me go through run one of my scanners, tell you what I'm looking for. We'll go through, we'll look at all the stocks that's within that the scanner pulls, and we'll go through them and we'll try to find us 2 or 3 good stocks that look like potential plays for profit. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So come home, couple scanners that I created. One is my buy signals pullback or uptrend. So we'll run that scan. What am I scanning for? So pretty much what I'm scanning for is I'm scanning for stocks with momentum behind them, stocks that are already moving in a upward trend and or they're in a consolidation period and about to break out. So that is what I'm scanning. All right, so when I run my scanner, I'm looking for the RSI to cross its simple moving average. I'm looking for my CCI to cross its moving average, and that gives me an idea of what stocks have momentum behind them and they're breaking out of that downtrend. So when we run the scanner, I organize it by the close from lowest to highest, and I organize them by what exchange they're on. So we're going to take this list and we're going to store these results. We're going to preserve the order that they are in, and then we are going to go and take a look at every single one of them, and it'll be real quick. So just looking at what's been pulled, we had a couple. These are probably OTC market stocks. They ran about 55%. Yeah, they're only a penny, 2 pennies. This one's $1.52. So let's look at them 10 per page, and then we'll just scan through them and see which ones have some nice potential setup. So first we have here our bio. Had this nice run up. We played this one, and then it went on this nasty downtrend on low volume. And then as you can see, the CCI was below its 10 period moving average the entire time, along with the RSI showing that the bears were in complete control. So now what it looks like you have is a sideways consolidation pattern in which the stock wants to consolidate in the 16-cent range. So if you look at that 16-cent range, that correlates with this area back over here where the stock last found support at before it began breaking back up. So is this a potential buy signal? No, but this is one that I would keep on the radar to see if this 16-cent support holds just like it did back in these 2 areas. And if it begins to consolidate sideways, I will start looking for a potential volume breakout above average to show buying interest. And then once you start getting those type of signals, then I would probably start putting iBio on the watch list. So moving on, take our CRMD. So I actually alerted this one on Monday. As you can see, the RSI is breaking out along with the CCI, and it actually ran from about 19 and or 20 cents up to 25 cents, which is roughly a 20% gain. So this was a fair run, but as you can see, the Bollinger Bands are beginning to constrict and tighten up, signaling that the volatility, which are the swings, are getting tighter and tighter. So you had a swing from 17 to 29, and then now you get another swing from 19 to 25. So they're getting tighter. So I'll possibly look for that 21-cent support. And then as you can see, the 50-period moving average is currently acting as a resistance. So I would keep this one on the watch list, but I would watch to see that it breaks that 50-period moving average first. Take an IMUC. This one is beginning to trend upwards. The volume is still pretty low. I would look for a nice volume breakout first, but as you can see, it is trending above its 20-period moving average and its 50-period moving average, which shows a medium-term bullish state within the stock, but you have the 200-period moving average coming directly down on top of it. So I will first watch to see that it holds over that 20 and 50, and then try to get a break above that 31. So I would keep that one on the watch list too. Same thing with ticker HEB. This one's on the nasty downtrend, and now it's trying to consolidate back into that 30-31 cent range where you can see it consolidated back over here before it had that run up. So same thing, too early to get in, but these two volume spikes you see right here show buying interest in that price range. Again, two spikes to show buying interest in this price range, but still too early to buy in. I would let this consolidate over a couple of weeks to show, 1 or 2 weeks to show that this area is a pretty strong area before even entertaining trying to jump in. ATNM, this one was consolidating and then broke down to 33, and now it's consolidating again, so I wouldn't even touch this one. It's still creating lower lows. PLX downtrend, had a nice little spike in price action, but still creating lower lows. I wouldn't touch it. DNN is having some wild price swings here. On that pullback, it did find support in that 40 to 50 range on the RSI and then broke back out above that 10 to 30 period moving average, and it is holding above its 20, 50, and 200 period moving average. So I would probably keep an eye on this one. This one may have the potential to actually run up back into these highs of 56 and 64 cents. So I would definitely keep this one on the radar because it is above its 200 period moving average, which is very bullish. MTNB, this one's on nasty downtrend, then 2 strong days of buying. So this one looked like it could potentially run up to that 77 and or 83 as next 2 areas of resistance. As you can see here, that 77 correlates with this old area of resistance right here, and then you have that 83, which is the 50 period moving average, which correlates with this bottom back over here. So possible 10 to 20 cent spread. I would keep an eye on that one too. It's already in motion with volume behind it. VGZ, I don't like the sporadic price action, so I normally leave those type of stocks alone. URG, so URG had this nice run up from 57 to 76, about a 19 cent run, and as you can see, it's consolidating above its 20 period moving average, and it's above its 250 period moving average. So this stock is in a very bullish state, and the bands are beginning to constrict a signal, possibly another breakout to the upside to continue this uptrend, because as you can see, the CCI came down and found support in that 50 area and broke back above its 10 period moving average. The slow stow is beginning to curl back up to show that the momentum is beginning to shift back into an uptrend, and your RSI has beginning to break above its 10. So I would definitely keep ticker URG on the radar. Also, this one looks good. And we'll do one more page. Let's do one more page. Let's just click a random page. So remember, we're looking for momentum, stocks with momentum that are breaking out to the upside with the volume behind it to support its move. So ticker DAIO, same thing here. If you look, had that dipped in that oversold status on the RSI and then broke out above its 10 and 30. You can see the RSI held above that 40 and 50 area very well, which means the stock is still in a bullish trend for a possible breakout to the upside. Just like it pulled back here and it found area in that 40 to 50 range and then potentially broke back out again. Same thing you're seeing here, that pullback in that 40 to 50 area, and then again another breakout to the upside, with all your indicators beginning to curl back up to show that the momentum is in play. Again, it is above its 20, 50, and 200 period moving average, so the stock is in an overall long-term bullish trend. So I would look at this for a potential play. Ticker HIMX is, so as you can see here, downtrend, had the nice breakout to the upside, rejected by that 50 period moving average like crazy, but immediately held back above its 20 period moving average right here. So you're getting this nice tight squeeze between $7.01 and $7.25 where the 50 period moving average is at. So I would look for a break below that 701 or a break above that 725 to confirm this uptrend out of this tight range, and then begin heading back up into these areas of 780 to 880, right where this channel was at, and then a potential push into that 200 period moving average at 923. ADRO. So I had a nice run from 585 up to 990. And then it began to pull back. It found support in this area of $6.70 to $7, right where this price action was at right here. And now, as you can see, the Bollinger Bands are beginning to come in and constrict to show that the volatility is low. So this is possibly, anytime the volatility gets low, that means that the swings and the price action are getting tighter. So you won't get too many wild swings. The price action is right now holding between 691 and 731 where the 20-period moving average is at. But as you can see, your CCI is beginning to trend upwards and is breaking above its moving averages along with the RSI beginning to make higher highs and higher lows. So I would definitely keep an eye on this one to potentially push back up into that 50-period moving average at 777 and then to retry the 200-period moving average currently at 897, which rejected the price action altogether, as you can see here, as it pushed up into that area. Then you have ticker CLMT, which is what you can see was in a tight channel, and then it tried to break out of this channel, high volume, and right now it's sitting on that 200-period moving average. So I would see if it holds above that 200-period moving average. If it does not, then it has the potential to fall back into this channel right around 716. Ticker SND, as you can see, had this nice downtrend here and then a nice bottom with high volume spikes to show that it was buying interest in that price range, with a slight time frame, a period of consolidation, and then finally your RSI had to break above that 10 and 30 to show the momentum beginning to shift, which correlates with these this price action down here, and then it began to trend up. So right now it's holding above the 20, 50, and it just broke above that 200-period moving average. So still plenty of room for the RSI to run up. It hasn't even reached the oversold status. So I would probably keep an eye on this one to begin pushing up from that 764 back into these highs of 8.19 to $8.20 where this line of support is at right here. But potential play right here for a possible 60-cent spread. CYRX, as you can see, immediately as it hit that 666 range, which correlates to this area back over here, line of support, and you see that high spike in volume, which shows a lot of buying in that price range, and then it began to trend back up. And it currently broke above its 20-period moving average, with the CCI still trending up and the RSI with having plenty more room to run. So your next lines of resistance I would pay attention to is that $8.12, which is the 200-period moving average, which correlates to this area line of support here, and then at $8.34 and at 8.66, which is right where the 50-period moving average is at. So the stock is in a short-term bullish trend, with some heavy resistance points above it. So just keep that in mind. Possible spread here of 40 to 50 cent. Ticker PLAB had that nice run up. Could not hold above its 200-period moving average and or its 50-period moving average or its 20-period moving average. So I probably would not touch this one. SBBP, I don't like the way that look. Cassie, overextended. It's gonna pull back here soon. And that's it, man. That's it. So I just want to give you all an idea of when I run my scanners, what I'm looking for. I'm pretty much looking for momentum. If you guys don't understand, your RSI is a momentum indicator, which not an indicator, it's a momentum oscillator, excuse me, and it oscillates between, as you can see here, 30 and 70. So I normally look for a break above its 10 period moving average. If it breaks above that 10 period moving average, then that gives me it shows me that the stock is in a short-term bullish breakout as far as momentum possibly shifting into the bull's favor. But when I get that breakout above the 30 without the RSI pulling back below it, then that shows me that the stock is in a nice bullish trend, and then I start looking for volume to follow through with the momentum to possibly make a play and make an entry on the stock. So that's what I'm looking for pretty much when I run my scanners. I have other scanners, but we'll go over those another time. I just want to give you all an idea of what I looked at. And we just went over 2 pages worth of stock, so 20 stocks. So if you found something of value out of them 20 we just reviewed to possibly make some money, comment below. But till next time, TTM Trades, I'm out.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.